If you're about to start a software selection process and you feel like you're stuck, or perhaps you're taking too long to get through the process, perhaps you don't even know where to begin, I wanted to share with you some thoughts on how to streamline your ERP software selection process. My name is Kimberling. I'm the CEO and founder of Third Stage Consulting Group. We're an ERP consulting firm. We're independent. We don't sell or resell software. And I've been in the ERP and digital transformation space now for about 20 years, helping clients select software and, just as importantly, helping them implement software as part of their overall implementations. First, though, a bit about Third Stage Consulting. We're 100% technology agnostic and independent. We're business consultants that happen to do ERP and digital transformation, and one of the big things we do, as I mentioned, is help clients select software that's best for their organizations. Some of the services we provide run the whole gamut, from helping clients through their digital strategies and selecting the right software, but more importantly, implementing that software, whether it be through organizational change management, business process management, and/or implementation project management as well. So one of the challenges that many companies have is reaching the third stage of ERP. Most companies get stuck in the first two stages, which are getting the software selected, getting part of the way through an implementation, which is the first stage. A lot of companies never make it past that first stage. And then the second stage, which is companies that select the software, they get some basic functionality implemented, but they only get the partial scope in place. But along the way, they run into time and budgetary overruns. They don't get the ROI and benefits realization they want, and they have operational disruption. An overwhelming majority, unfortunately, about 75 or 80% of companies never get past the second stage of ERP. Now, successful companies get to the third stage, which is they've implemented on time, on budget, they've realized the ROI, they've become self-sufficient, and they have a much fuller business transformation than their counterparts that are stuck in the first two phases. So the reason this applies to today's conversation is it all starts with your software selection process. A lot of times companies lose momentum and never really launch their ERP initiatives because they burn out during the software selection stage. So what we'll talk about today is how to streamline that process so that you don't get stuck in those first two stages. So the first thing to keep in mind is that the answer to your software decision is probably a lot simpler than you think. Your process doesn't need to be long and drawn out. If you have good industry and product knowledge on your team, either internally or by using outside consultants like Third Stage, you can arrive at a decision fairly quickly, at least to get to a short list very quickly. Oftentimes when I'm meeting with a client or when our team is meeting with a client, we find that industry size, complexity, geographic reach, the product line you're in, all types of variables will help arrive at a short list and help you focus your evaluation very quickly without needing to go through an extensive RFI evaluation process and a long list and whatnot. The second thing to keep in mind is you're better off investing more time and money in a successful implementation. Most companies have limited time, budget, and resources, so every dollar and every hour you spend on your selection process is an hour or dollar you could be spending on a more effective implementation. So an imperfect selection process with outstanding implementation efforts is by far the better alternative. And in the process while you're at it, if you can redirect money and time away from your software selection, you're able to double down on your project management, organizational change management, your business process management, quite frankly, the three things that are most likely to make or break your project. The third thing to keep in mind is you want to focus on business process improvements more so than you want to focus on a broad, overcomplicated process mapping and requirements gathering exercise. You want to spend less time on your business requirements that don't matter. You want to focus on your differentiators, things that are differentiators for your organization, and also things that differentiate between different software products. And finally, you want to focus more on the future state than the current state. And this should be a key part of your evaluation process, is really cutting to the chase, cutting through all the noise and all the complexities of a software selection and really getting to those key differentiators and key decision factors for your project. And so there is a streamlined way to arrive at a good decision sooner. You want to avoid the trap of thousands of requirements. We've seen clients that have had 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000 requirements as part of their evaluation process. That's just far too much to need to decide on a specific type of software. Anytime you see RFIs, long lists, exhaustive analysis, analysis paralysis, Usually that's a symptom of consultants or team members who don't know what they're doing. They don't understand the space. So if you don't understand the space, you don't understand the competitive landscape of what different systems are out there, your response to that is going to be to define everything in great detail, send out extensive RFIs, and it's going to complicate the process and make your decision take longer. So the key here is to leverage knowledgeable experts who can help you decide and move quickly into the implementation. And that's one of the key goals and primary focuses of third stage consulting. And then finally, the fifth thing to keep in mind is to head into your implementation with momentum, not burnout. And so momentum's a thing that's very hard to gain, but easy to lose. And too many projects lose momentum during the selection stage because they spent too long on defining business requirements. They got confused in the process. People grew tired of the process even before the implementation began. So it's better to head into implementation with the wind at your back with a lot of momentum, and one of the ways to do that is to streamline your software selection process and arrive at an intelligent, educated decision, but doing so quickly. So if you'd like to learn more about these types of processes, ways to streamline your process, and just general ERP thought leadership, I post blogs at least once to twice a week myself, as well as other team members on our site. You can go to our website at thirdstage-consulting.com. That's where you can learn from our blogs, our white papers, webinars, and videos. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time, and hope you all have a great day.